Okay, stop the music. So, hello. I'm making this quick tutorial. It's not going to be a quick tutorial. It's going to be a little bit longer, and I'm making this tutorial on how to do the Korean Backdash cancel for a friend of mine who just got Tekken 7, learning the game and all that, and I stressed to him the importance of movement and especially creating distance between you and the opponent. So he's a beginner. He's just started picking up the game and he's new to it, new to 3D fighters. So I'm gonna go over this video for him. Anyone else who stumbles across this video, I'm gonna assume that you are also a beginner as well. So I'm gonna go over the details as best as I can. It's gonna be kind of a longer video. It might seem a little bit rambly, but I want to make sure I hit every single detail that I know as best as I can. I have a hard time talking behind the camera, let alone in front of one, so bear with me if I sound a bit stupid. So let's get to it. In Tekken, when you first play the game, when you start mashing back to create distance between you and your button mashing opponent, you'll come to realize that your backdashes are slow as shit. And this is a problem because when you first start playing online, people are just going to rush in and start like spamming buttons, and this is especially true in the green ranks and the orange and the yellow ranks. Kind of dies down in the orange ranks, and once you hit the ruler ranks, people are a little bit more gimmicky rather than spammy. So that's besides the point. So when you do this, you realize, holy shit, I'm backdashing really slowly. So there's a method to speeding this up, and it's called the Korean Backdash cancel. And I'm going to be demonstrating how to do this on a pad. So it looks like this. See, that's a lot faster. I'll show you my thumbs and my fingers what I'm doing here. But before I do that, I want to break this method into parts. Okay, so first part is you always start off with one backdash, which is just back. Okay, back, one backdash, one backdash, and then from this backdash you hit down back, which Brian's in crouch right now. And when you release that, you get an automatic back input. I don't know if you can see the command history, but it shows back, down back, and then when you release it, an automatic back pops up. From that, you only need to hit back once, and then you get another backdash from that. So, for example, like that. I only hit back once after I released my thumb off of down back. I'll show you my fingers, and I'm just going over like the idea, the concept of this, because I think that helps. So to break this up, you start off with one backdash, go into crouch, and you release crouch and then hit back again. And make sure you do crouch from down back, not down. This won't work if you do down. It has to be down back. So just keep that in mind. So you go back, down back, release back. And then you have what is called the Korean Backdash cancel. Now, I did this very slowly, so it looks like it's a very long process, and it is when you first start. So I'll show you my thumbs here, okay? So what I'm doing is I just do back, and then I roll my thumb like that, and I release back, roll my thumb back, like that. Now that's just to demonstrate the rolling method that I do. Now to string a bunch of a bunch of backdashes together, you just consistently roll your thumb like that. Now I'll show a little bit more of the pad here. Like that. And what you get when you do that is this. So, guys, anyone who's watching this, please take your time. This shit's gonna frustrate the shit out of you when you first start doing it. It's very difficult technique to master, but it will make you an immensely better player if you master this and you know when to use it. I'm just going over the technique on how to do it. So again, back, down, release, back, release, like that. Back, down, back, release, 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 and so on and so forth. That's on the player 1 side. I'll show you the player 2 side here in a minute. When you start to figure this out, your character is going to start looking like this. If you can get to this point, you're already like 80% there. Trust me. This is a good feeling when you know that you can do this. Once you start to understand that there's a rhythm to this motion, then you can start speeding it up slowly. From there, the goal is to start masking the crouch animation. And this is done by just simply speeding that rolling method that I do with my thumb. It's going to take some time. With a lot of patience, you will be able to get this down. I believe in everyone who picks up Tekken for the first time, and if they have enough patience, they can master this game. It's not as hard, it's not as difficult as a lot of people make it out to be. It is a very difficult game, but if you are patient and you practice, you will be able to be a Tekken God Prime. So, just make sure that your inputs are clean. Now I'm going to show the input history, or the command history. I'm going to move the camera a little bit closer. Sorry, my thumb's in the way. So I'm going to zoom in a bit. This is what you want it to look like. Start off with a backdash, and then you go down, back, back, space. Back, down, back, space. Back, down, back, space. Like the consecutive triplets almost, you know. If you're a music guy, it looks like triplets. So keep in mind that's what your input's supposed to look like. Now, I should mention that when you do this, if you're doing this too fast and too rapidly, if you're trying to get ahead of yourself, just try to do it real quick, you'll get like this weird head bobbing stuff. Even though the inputs are correct, the head bobbing comes out as a result of you going too quickly, going too fast, and not getting the rhythm right. Just because the inputs are right doesn't mean that the rhythm is right, if that makes any sense. There is a rhythm to this. Again, I'm going to be a bit annoying and go over the same shit over and over again because I want this to be hit home here for you guys. Now notice that when I do it on the player one side, my thumb's not really hitting much of the down button. I only really touch like the corner part of it right here. A lot of times, if you try to engulf the whole down like that, you'll get like a quarter circle down in your command, and it won't cancel out the backdash animation. It just won't work. So this is why I do it this way on player one side, is I barely tap it like that. Best thing that you should know is the key to this trick is you want to minimize the amount of time that you're in down back. That's the key. That's how you speed this up. You speed it up by minimizing the time that you're in the crouch animation. Once you do that, then it won't look like you're crouching at all. There's no crouch animation, even though you are pressing down back. back down or whatever. So, so keep this in mind. This is a very difficult technique. There's a lot going on, but with a lot of practice, you'll be able to hit this. Again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, you just leave them in the comment section, and I'll get to your questions promptly. Now I'm going to show you player 2 side. I'm not as good on player 2 side because I strictly play on player 1 side, but it is very important that you do practice this on player 2 side because you're going to get thrown and it's going to throw you on player 2 side. There are certain instances where you're just going to be thrown on player 2 side if you prefer the player 1 side, and the vice versa is true. If you're a player 2 player and you get thrown on the player 1 side, you want to make sure that you're good on the player 1 side. You want to be good on both sides equally. And I'm still working on that, but I can still do it. So again, back, down, release, 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 back, like that. Same thing as before on the player 1 side, just in the opposite direction because they're on the player 2 side. Now I'll show you my thumbs on how I do it this way. So I go back, and then I roll like that. And I release, and then I press back like that. Kind of like if you're doing the roll method on like a guitar when you're doing like a 5-string sweep. Think of it like that if you're a guitar player. If you don't know what I'm talking about, ignore what I just said. So you just roll your thumb like that, and then you release. Now, this is going to probably take a little bit more practice because upon the release, you might hit down a little bit more, but that's just something that you're going to have to like practice and get good at. I know saying get good is kind of a douchey thing to say, but you know, this stuff takes a lot of practice. So you just release and back like that. Again, you want to make sure when you first start doing this, you want to make sure the inputs are clean. You want to make sure that you have the rhythm down. And it's still good that even if you're doing this slow and you can see the crouch, that's good. If you can see the crouch like this while you're going slow, but it's still working out, you know, you're good. All you have to do from there is just speed up the motion. And then once you get it up to speed, you mask the crouch. So I went over how to do it as best as I could. I'm going to go over the problems that I had when I started learning this. I think these are common problems for anyone who's on a pad. I did mention before this, when you go too fast and you don't get the backdash and you get this weird head bobbing motion. Again, like I said, there is a rhythm to it. And you want to make sure that your inputs are clean too. Just get the rhythm down very slow. Take the BPM really slow. And hit every note cleanly, like this. If it takes a while for you to get to speed this up from here, that's okay. You know, just take it incrementally quicker. Once you get comfortable with a certain speed, just practice at that speed for a while. And then start bringing it up a little bit. That's the trick. A lot of people, the reason why this comes out is because you're trying to do it too fast before you have the muscle memory down. I realized that was my biggest problem when I tried doing that. So, so make sure you just take it slow and steady. Same with the player 2 side. Slow and steady. It's very involved. This is just the way Tekken is. I just got used to it. I mean, I've been playing Tekken since like Tekken 3, so I just got used to a game that requires so much for so little. But anyway, I'll get back to the other problems that I had. Make sure you keep it slow. Make sure you learn to do it with one hand. I often see players who remap their controllers to have like this analog stick for movement, or they map this and then they try to do it like this, which is something that I actually done for a while. I stopped doing it because it requires two hands to do it, and you're taking your thumb off of. You're taking this hand away from any attack button, so you can't immediately attack. I don't recommend doing that. Don't do that. You're creating scars in your practice for no reason, just because you want to be able to cut corners on the backdash. This is a lot easier, but you don't want to do that. Trust me. Just start off slow, like this. And I'm going to just go over it one more time before I run out of time and run out of space on this video. Back, back, down, back, release, 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 so on, so on, so on. Same side, or different, player 2 side, Jesus. You roll it like that. Always start off with a regular backdash. Back, back, down, back, release, back, down, back, release, back, down, back, release, back, down, back, release, so on, so on, so on, so on, so on, so on, so on. So, I hope that helped. If you have, like I said, if you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, any hate mail, any troll messages, make sure you put that in the comments section. I'll get back to it as soon as I can. And I hope this tutorial helped. I do plan on putting more Tekken stuff on my YouTube channel. I do plan on also doing more guitar covers like I used to way back when I was in high school. That's going to take a while because I want to get a proper camera to record the sound properly and all that. And yeah, I hope this video helps. Make sure that you are patient. Make sure that you practice this cleanly and just have patience with it. I know it's going to be very frustrating. I break so many controllers playing this game because this game pisses me off, but best thing to do is just be patient, be calm, relax, and take it slow. Take it as slow as you need to, and you will eventually master this with enough patience, with enough discipline, okay? So, thanks for watching. To my friend watching this, I hope this video helped. If you have any questions, you can give me a call, you can give me a text, you can reach out to me, and always remember the USS Liberty, and remember who our true enemies are. It's actually our greatest ally. Thanks for watching.